sacrifice to Tyrrell with Sundance. Oh.
Hello, Clown.
Yes, brother. You said.
Right, slight issue today. My thing's not connecting, so it's based on voice. I can't seem to get you on the screen at the moment. It's not duplicating for some reason. So I'm hoping they can hear you until I can try it. It keeps disconnecting every time I try it. Yeah, Alex, I got that. I'll wait till the end to do my bit. I just make sure everyone can hear Clown on. I can't get Clown onto the video at the moment, so I'm hoping that you can hear him. Can you, Rick? Do you want to speak for a second? I'm gonna see if they can hear you.
Yo, real talk.
Can you guys hear Rick? Or Clown, the prince himself.
The one and only.
Yes, right. They can hear you. So that's a good thing. They can hear you. So positive. Right, one sec. I'm gonna try. I'm hoping. Back Pommet, hello. Back Pommet, hello. Back Pommet, hello. Oh, it's echoing. Have you got mine loud on yours, Rick? Have you got mine?
Well, I haven't got the stream up. I've only got you. I've only got the Discord. I haven't got the stream up. I've only got you.
Oh, hang on. Now it's better. Now there'll be no echoing.
Yo.
There we go. That's better. Rotten Blaze, thank you for the raid. Hello, everyone, for the final part of this amazing charity we're doing. We've got a few points, me and Rick. My system decided to play up at the moment, so I can't get Rick on the video like I normally would. So you'll be able to hear him, just not see him. Anyone wants to join the Dizzy chat can join the Dizzy chat. I think Rick's still connecting.
No, I'm here.
Okay, you're still there. So we've got a few things to talk about today for the sports channel. At the end, I'm going to share a little story right at the end before I hand over to Poulter at 3 o'clock. I'll be handing over to Poulter, and we'll go from there. So today there's a prize up for grabs today as well, guys. So there will be I'll be changing it up a bit.
It's mine.
So we're going to see what we can do with the prize this week. Rick, you've got the 5 fixtures for today in the Prem, right?
Of course, I've got the fixtures for the weekend.
None of them been postponed, have they?
Yeah, quite a few of them have, but that's one of our topics, so we'll get there.
Okay.
Brother, we'll get there.
Okay, so hi, SJ, thanks. Biggie, hello. Indeed, this is where the magic happens, in the bedroom. I wish I was part of the magic, but it would actually help. So we've got a few things to talk about. We're going to quickly go through what happened midweek with the results. We're going to quickly cover off the fixtures that are happening this weekend, and obviously some of the impacts to it. And then we've got a few discussion points which involve Liverpool's first goal. There was a big debate on all the channels on it. There was another debate on Arsenal's penalty. So we'll have a look at that. We're going to bring up was it Newcastle's? Rick?
No. Then we're going to talk about the lead on from Aubameyang's being dropped off captain. We're also going to touch on Chelsea's drop in form. And then also I think the biggest point of this week is obviously the COVID and the impact that it is causing in the Premier League. But as I said, we'll get to that because it's gone further than what it normally has.
Okay, so I'll leave that to Rick. And then there is one discussion point I'm going to bring up, which involves Pagan, that we had, and the Scottish League that we had in our chat. We're just going to go through it. And then I'm going to add a bit of boxing. There's a big fight tonight, which is Sora Parker 2. So we're going to quickly cover that off as well. So I'll start with the midweek fixtures and results and how left. I'll give it to Rick on this to take you through what's happening with this.
So, Man City, 7-0 winners. I think I was the only one that kind of saw that one coming. I did say it midweek before the game started. When Man City hit a brick wall in games, the next game, they just turn up. 7-0 against Leeds, one of the teams that we had a discussion about in the previous show about their hardest run. So, yeah, Leeds being slapped up 7-0 and they're just dropping down to that relegation zone. That was followed by a 2-0 win to Aston Villa over Norwich. Once again, Norwich picking up no points in this Christmas period. Wolves managed to beat Brighton 1-0. Very cagey game, closed off. But the draw specialist Wolves picking up 3 points. Crystal Palace 2, Southampton 2. That was just an end-to-end game. I'm not going to lie, that was actually quite enjoyable. Arsenal beating West Ham 2-0. Probably the surprise result in anyone else's book, but amazing performance by Arsenal and well deserved. And then Chelsea drawing 1-1 with Everton. But like I said, they're now going to become a topic all in their own right, so we'll get onto that more later. And then Liverpool doing the job against Newcastle. Now, I know we've got a point on that, but what I saw in that game, you boys were the likely winners anyway, so it is what it is. As for the other games, they were all postponed due to COVID breaks in the Premier League, but not just the Premier League, which is what we'll move on to later. And that is the results from this week. And yeah, everyone picking up points where they should, bar Chelsea, I'm guessing.
And I think that was the shock. That was the result. So, what I didn't see the highlights of the Chelsea game, but from everything I saw on Sky Sports and the discussions on some of the BT Sports channels, was that Everton fielded a very young and inexperienced side due to injuries and obviously COVID. It's a game that Chelsea should have, I say the word annihilated, but scored a few. Based on the team that was saying that was put out. And this is only by what I've read. So I'm only going by what I've read.
I watched the Chelsea game. And when I said about your boys last week, just looking that little bit of lackluster.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of felt watching Chelsea. Like, in spells, you played good football. But there was no end product. Or Everton actually put that frontline pressure on, or chose to sit back in 2 banks of 4, and it stifled Chelsea. I literally felt like Chelsea it was like watching Arsenal. I'm not going to lie. games that I've heard, oh, your boys should be winning that. It was kind of like one of them, especially like when we played Everton a couple of weeks ago. Hadn't won in 9, and all of a sudden we came up against a side that didn't look like they were struggling. They fought for they didn't play amazing football, but their performance, they fought for that. Yes, they beat us 2-1, but they fought for that 2-1. And at the end of the season, as we've said before, them 3 points could be crucial to where Everton end up finishing. So, yeah, Chelsea dropping points, as I said, they really just did look a bit flat. And if it ain't for Mount, I'm not sure who's pulling strings in their team. I'm not going to lie.
Okay, I'll put this to chat. Do you think Chelsea will drop off? Is the question I'm asking. Do you think Chelsea will...
Well, I said it a few weeks back, didn't I? I did say that I believe Chelsea went the right way about competing. The people that they brought in, the signings that they made, I think that they were going the right way. But I think what they didn't take into account is how injury prone some of their players are, how close to the end of contracts some of their key players are.
Okay.
So for me, I see him dropping off of the top 2. I don't see him dropping out of the top 4. I still believe they are way too good to be dropping out of top 4. But don't see him competing with Man City or Liverpool. But I don't see them ever dropping to a point where we are now talking about them being in the top 4 race. No, we already said first, second and third are solid. And that's the way that we all have seen it.
Okay,
it's only 4th spot that's up for grabs.
So FJ said, always knew Chelsea would be dropping points. Hardballs come with only because Lukaku's been injured. Yeah, okay, they've got a striker, but Hardball, I'll come back at you on that a little bit and say they've got depth. They've got Werner.
What about Werner?
You know, where's Werner?
What about Werner? And I wouldn't mind, who's Chelsea's top goal scorer?
Right now, Mount, I think.
Yep. There you go. And that says it all to you. How much money did they spend on Lukaku and Werner? And it's still, in my eyes, not your greatest player that's actually scoring you goals. I believe he scored both of your goals in the last 2 weeks, if I'm correct in saying that. But once again, you were lucky to beat Leeds. And now you drew against an Everton side that, yes, they fought for it. But when it's... I'll take it back to the chat in Discord. The crap that I was getting off of Huggy, being a Chelsea fan, and where they are and the hype that is behind it. And I'm sat there watching that game thinking, you probably should have waited for your game this week before you opened your mouth. Like, I didn't say much about Arsenal West Ham, and anyone can hold me to that. I really did not want to say anything. Okay. Did I believe my team could win? Of course I did. But did I predict us to cut them out of the game completely? No, I didn't. And that's what happened. West Ham were dead on Wednesday night.
Okay, Rick,
and that was because Arsenal played well.
I'll go back to the chat. So SJ says he agrees with you, Prince, what you said about West Ham. Harper said, yeah, they'll definitely finish in the top 4, which Prince has said, yeah, you know, they'll be in the top 4, but not in the thing. Werner is rubbish. Can't finish for Toffee, and that's why Liverpool didn't buy him in the end. Probably true to a certain extent.
Wow. Probably... Hang on a minute, I just need to check whether I'm dreaming. Like, I swear the chat just agreed with me instead of getting on to me.
They definitely did. Chat, by the way, if I look out of it a bit, I've been up for 25 hours now. So...
yeah, I haven't had much sleep either. I was on the stream between 1 and 3, and then I decided to stay up and support, which was probably a silly idea.
So I'm doing the best I can right now, but I will be staying awake for this. I've had a coffee, I've had a bacon sandwich, I've had a shower to freshen up, so we'll be good. So that's gone with the midweek fixtures, I guess, what we had. We'll pick up some talking points from there first, Rick, from the midweek games, because that's where they came from. And then we'll move on to what's happening with the COVID and the other bits, because that reflects for this weekend and going forward into Christmas. So I'm going. So I guess the first thing I'm going to put it, before I give it to Rick to give his opinion on it, I just want a chat's opinion. If anyone watched the highlights or the Liverpool-Newcastle game, is Liverpool's first goal, Jota's first goal, there was a massive debate happening that the ball should have been kicked out because there was a head injury. Now, from where, as a Liverpool supporter, am I being biased? I might be, but the way I saw it was, the guy who had the head injury was about to get up, saw what was happening, and went back down. And that is clear on the video evidence. So he didn't have a head injury. The ref didn't call a stop to the match to say there wasn't a head injury. So he didn't think there was either. So in my opinion, the game should have continued and the goal should stand, which it did anyway. But the point is, there was a debate that Liverpool should have put the ball out. So I'll go to chat first before I get Rick's opinion on this. If you saw it, did you think the goal should play out as it was, or do you think the ref or someone should have stopped the match because there was apparently a head injury? So Hodball's coming straight away. Had no head injury. It was faking it straight away from Hodball. Poulter, thank you for the bitties. Appreciate it. But you're a Liverpool fan as well, so okay, same as me. So okay, maybe a biased opinion. If there's anything else, I'll wait for chat. Rick, do you want to give your side while we wait for anything from chat?
Arsenal. Here's a Gooner's opinion. So, ball came in, and two of their own players went for it. Now, the one that I believed landed funnily was the one that got straight back up for Newcastle. The one that got clattered in between the person that supposedly had the head injury and the Liverpool defender. Now, he got straight back up because he knew Newcastle was still on the he knew Liverpool was still on the attack. But I watched that replay 4 times. And even now, I'm still trying to maybe think, what if another camera angle? But no, the 2 camera angles I saw it from, there was no contact with his head. I'm not being funny. That guy stood at least bloody 6 foot something off the ground. And he jumped. And in none of the replays did I see any contact with his head. And the only contact I saw was between him and another player. Now, take it back to a couple of weeks ago when Arsenal played Man United. Why was Arsenal's goal given? Because it was Fred that decided to stamp on his own goalkeeper's leg. Arsenal aren't at fault for that. Same way that I believe the goal should have stood. Newcastle need to grow a pair and actually stand up and say, no, that was our own fault. And the point of the matter is, coming from myself, I was taught at an early age, play to the whistle. You are taught it from day dot. Play to the whistle. Don't shout, don't whinge. Play to the whistle. You are not in charge of the game. So therefore, Newcastle, you only got yourselves to blame. But once again, if you want me to go back before even this incident or talking about it, you were always going to win that game.
Yeah. Just
the way you played. Yes, Shelby can bang a ball and he does it more often than not, and they end up getting them type of goals. But did I see anything else from, apart from the Maximum chance, which was a great save, by the way, hands down, Alisson, fair play, good save. But honestly, did you see Newcastle doing anything else other than them 2 chances?
No, I don't, from the highlights, I didn't see much from it. And to be fair, we had a few more, and I would go back. So Hodball, Paul said true facts. Come back to true facts, and Hodball to come play to the whistle. I can't believe we're actually having a chat that's agreeing with you, friend. This is
wait for Pagan to come in. He's not here yet.
I'm saving the Pagan bit till a bit later because that's going to kick off. I
thought you would. I was wondering why we couldn't get that over and done with first, but we'll go.
We're leaving that till later. So again, Liverpool game was good, and I thought Trent scored a wicked goal. I thought his strike was ridiculous.
Oh, mate.
That was a amazing
something strike. About it. If he was not injured 80-something% of the time, he would be unstoppable. We saw it when you won the league. The year you won the league, hands down, him and Robinson were the whole reason your playing style worked. Yeah. Let's face it.
The assists they got ridiculous.
His assists, I think they were the best in the league since the likes of David Beckham, Thierry Henry. Like, they were up there. But he's adding goals to his game now, and for a fullback, oh my God. And they're not always free kicks, as you can see from Thursday's game. But yeah, that's up there for goal of the. If I don't see that as goal of the season contender come June, I would be very surprised. Unless he scores another one, that's probably a little bit better.
Okay, so we've got a couple of bits come back. I would say they had 11 seconds to react to the injury. So going back to the injury talk, Hardwood put, what a strike. You can't teach that. SJ saying, so what's the rule regarding head injuries? And then he's
right. So the rule is, if a head injury and the referee has seen it, and players are calling for it, then the referee is in his right to stop the game there and then. But as we pointed out, a massive thing during the week, VAR. Now, you don't think they would have been watching that? Who gave the time? Did they say 11 seconds?
No, actually saying, I would say they have 11 seconds. I don't know if it's a fact, Rick, but it's saying that they have 11.
I would have probably said give or take 10 seconds between the head injury to the goal. VAR could have looked at that one little incident probably 3 times in that space and told whoever the ref was, I don't see anything in that. And even after the incident, don't you think they would have still gone and checked that? Just to make sure. We pointed it out with Arsenal the other week as well. With Callum Chambers scoring a volley, but on his follow-through, clipped the player. He went down screaming and our goal got disallowed. It happens. VAR would have checked that.
So SJ just come back and said referee had 11 seconds from the moment the player dropped to the ground to the goal. So that's
there you go. And there would have been a lot of debate in that. But once again, did he have to come off injured after that? Did he play the rest of the 90 minutes? I think he did. So therefore, you were laying on the floor for what? If your head injury was that bad, there was no mark on your face, you spent more time arguing with the ref after the goal went in other than still laying on the floor like you did for that 11 seconds. So, no, make your mind up. And as I'll go back to my original point, you play to the goddamn whistle. Simple as.
No, agree.
Real talk. Can't adhere to that simple rule, then the Premiership's not for you, mate.
Perfect. Right, so there's nothing else more back on. Hang on. There's a statement here that let's see what you've got to say. Hotboard come out. Trent is a beast, best attacking fullback in the world.
Best attacking fullback in the Premier League.
So who you putting ahead of him?
It's not about who I put ahead of him, bruv. If I'm going to say to you right now, what did I say about Trent just now? What's his downfalls? So let's face it. If I was going to give my honest opinion of Trent, amazing. You said it right there. The best attacking fullback. Defensively, though.
I agree. Okay, I'm not going to sit there and bring it yet. I think defensively...
Now, if you're going to be a fullback, your main job is defending. I don't care what the game has turned into and evolved into. As a fullback, your first and foremost job is defending. Now, yes, he can get up there, put an amazing cross in. Firmino doesn't get to it. It then gets cleared. Now Trent's got 40, 50 yards to make up and then the opposition scores. Or because he is the one that you know that can put that ball on a 50p pence.
Okay. So
that's all I'm saying. I'm not disputing the fact that he is one of the best attacking fullbacks in the world. One of. But there is, I would say, what's that kid's name? The blonde kid from Man City. I think he's an amazing attacking Zinchenko. But once again, I find he's the opposite side. He's the same. Great going forward, can't defend.
Well, there's a bit
and then you get someone like Wan-Bissaka, who can't attack to save his life, but is probably one of the best one-on-one fullbacks defending-wise in the Premier League.
Okay, so here's a bit of batting back. So got a bit from Hodball. SJ said, I like Reece James at this time, but I'll come back to that in a minute.
Mate, he's breaking records at the minute. He's definitely, yeah.
Hardball goes, England are best. Hardball says he totally agrees with what you're saying about Trent not defending. And then SJ says, I prefer Reece James as he's really good going forward and defending as well.
Yes, so Reece James's positioning is 10 times better than Trent's. And that's not because of anything against Trent. Trent's thinking about the goal because he knows he's in that build-up. That will be down to the way Klopp has him working, not Trent himself, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Whereas I think we all know what Tuchel does. He's very defensive-minded. He loves his build-up play. He loves possession play.
Thanks, Pagan.
And I think Reece James fits that system. He knows when because I think Tuchel's way of going forward is very old school. So if the right side goes, the left back sits. If the left back goes, the right back sits. And I think it's just the way Tuchel has him playing that is making Reece James look as good as he is.
Okay,
if you get a good player and put him in a good system, you're going to get good things.
Okay, Hotball, I'm going to disagree with you here. So Hotball's come back and said one thing. Wan-Bissaka is the best defensive right back, hands down. I disagree completely. If you look I'm going to go with this.
I would have said he might have been right. Now, you being a Liverpool fan, you're never going to say anything good about Man United. And as hard as I'm gritting my teeth.
No. Okay, let me say my bit. The reason I'm saying that, I think, I don't think Wan-Bissaka is the best. One, you look at Man United's defence and the game, it's fucking awful, right? Sorry about my language, it's awful, right? So they can't even play together for making him look good. Oh no, what's happening? Okay, am I still on? Yeah, so they can't even make it look good. Secondly, I'd put Reece James ahead of Wan-Bissaka from a defensive point of view. From a defensive point of view. I'm not saying Trent. Yeah, Trent can be a lot better defensively. I agree with that 100%. But Reece James, I would put ahead of Wan-Bissaka.
Right, so
I don't rate
the reason people are agreeing with me is because Wan-Bissaka's stats for defending are second to none. Take out Man United, take out Man United's other defensive frailties. Wan-Bissaka, one-on-one defending, his stats are up there. Does that take away the fact that if you don't attack down that right side, you end up scoring a goal? Quite possibly. Now, Wan-Bissaka's stats have dropped off this year. Majorly dropped off this year. But I agree with you, the fact that out of picking an England team, I would probably go Reece James, Trent Alexander, and then Wan-Bissaka. But as we're actually no, I'd even put Kyle Walker in over Wan-Bissaka. Now, I know a lot of people are going to get on me about that because Kyle Walker's age and whatever, but
he's a machine.
There you go.
I agree with you. He is a machine.
Walker would still be up there. But future of England, for me, it's out of Alexander and James.
Right, SJ, I can see what you're saying about United going through a lot. Every team goes through a lot, though. So for me, that's just bare excuse. Every team goes through shit.
And I'm not going to lie, when it comes to the Premier League, don't count out Tomiyasu just yet because he has done absolutely amazing at right back this season for his. Yeah.
And SJ has come back saying, I understand why Prince would put Walker ahead of Wan-Bissaka. So there's someone who, blimey hell, Rick, what's going on today? The chat's agreeing with you. Like, this is like...
Because they haven't got anyone turning them against me.
I'd go Reece James right centre-back in an England team and have Trent right wing-back and have the two swapping on the runs.
No, because as far as I'm concerned, John Stones is a fucking beast. And for some reason, Maguire turns up in an England shirt. So, for me, the only person in that defence that I've thought about changing for England is the goalkeeper. And until Ramsdale this season, it weren't even Ramsdale I was thinking of.
So who would you have as the goalkeeper for England?
I wanted Pope.
Right.
Nick Pope has probably been by far one of the best English goalkeepers in the world. Obviously, a lot of people don't well, a lot of people skip over him just because he's at Burnley, which I think is pretty shit, if I'm going to tell you the truth, considering our goalkeeper
what
at the
about
minute is
Henderson
Everton.
at Man United, who had an awesome season the season before.
See, Man United have just fucked up all of Henderson's growth. That whole time he spent at Sheffield United being their number one and getting as good as he was, and then you brought him back, and let's face it, De Gea hasn't been fucking amazing. De Gea isn't a De Gea from 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Like, he's dying out. He's finding it slower to get to things. He's not getting across goals. Some of his decision-making is appalling. Like, these are the things that I've moaned about since David Seaman left. And the fact is Man United, you had the solution. You had a goal. So, Sheffield United stayed in the Premier League with Henderson in goal. What happened the first year Henderson left? And before you get on me, yes, they did get Ramsdale, and Ramsdale was in goal for Sheffield United when they got relegated. But look at Ramsdale this season. You put Ramsdale in a different playing style and tell him to play his game, and you've got Ramsdale that you have now.
Rick, I'm going to stop you there for 1 second, because there's been some come back on some of your comments, so here starts some of the debates. So I'm going to go back to the Mark Maguire bit you said about him playing an England shirt, and you said when he plays for England he turns up. Difference of opinion. Stones makes Maguire look good in defence. Maguire is shit. Maguire is dog water. Maguire's got the height, and that's all to his game. He's got nothing else. Going to the...
It's not Stones. Stones don't make Maguire look good. It's actually who's in front of him. It's Declan Rice that makes Maguire look good, I hate to tell you. And if it's not Declan Rice, it's the amazing partnership Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips have
Okay,
made.
And then going to the goalkeeper, and this is going to... Oh, Hodball. I have to disagree with you on this one as well. So Hodball said Pickford all the way. No. Not a chance, Hodball, for the goalkeeper.
Pickford makes some amazing stops. But
Cheers, Potter.
I will take you back to a comment by Roy Keane about De Gea. De Gea managed to tip a ball around the corner from a Madison free kick. Do you know what Roy Keane said? He's a fucking goalkeeper. That's his job. It's what he's paid for. Now, I don't see Pickford being that amazing leader. I just see it at the fact that Everton are shit and he's the best that they have. Now, if you could deep it and come back to me with some real talk and think about this, out of all the goalkeepers in the Premier League that are English, which one is in the highest team? Pickford has been. So therefore, Pickford was always picked. And now because the likes of Ramsdale is at Arsenal, now you're seeing him. The same way that I believe if Johnston or Pope had gone to a top 4 team or a top 6 team, they would be being looked at over Pickford as well. Because let's face it, Ramsdale weren't in anyone's mouth up until he joined Arsenal, correct?
Correct.
There you go. So once again, you don't know the true ability of a player until they are one, playing under a manager that gets the best out of them, and second, they're playing in a system that brings out their best. And that is what is happening. Ramsdale, at the moment, his record is better than Pickford's.
Okay, so I'm going back to the chat. So SJ said, my bed would make better saves than Pickford. Fair point right now. And SJ again, come on, Ramsdale. So I agree with Rick on this. I think Ramsdale should be England's number 1.
No. I didn't say he should be number 1 right now.
I'm saying it.
I think Ramsdale is going to be the first person to put pressure on Pickford.
Hodball comes said Henderson probably should be in goal, but can't even get in the United team, which is what we're saying.
That's because of De Gea. And I'm telling you now, you brought him back to be the future, and you pretty much just went, yeah, you can sit there.
And little
legs
has to come back. I think I'll be better in the net with my little legs. So I think it's unanimous that I think we all think Pickford is probably not. I'm not saying the past, but not really the number 1 anymore at the moment, based on the way this season's going.
Because now he's got competition.
He's got
simple.
He's got competition. SJ saying...
Same thing about Trent Alexander. He was our first fullback because no one else could get in. And now we've got, as I said, we named 3 that would definitely be starting lineups for us. Carl Walker, James and Alexander. So having 3 fullbacks for choice, would you complain if any one of them played? No. But does it feel good to finally say we've got a squad as a country? Yes. Hands down.
SJ said, even though United, he's put, to be fair to De Gea, made some crazy saves this season. Yeah, he has made.
It's what he's paid for. He's paid to make crazy saves.
Little legs, you're taking the piss, right? You're just trying to wind Ricky up here. You've got to be. With that comment, you have got to be. I'm going to read it out for Rick, but here we go, Rick. Little legs has said, now Pickford has never stepped a foot wrong for England, so in my eyes, he's still number 1.
Did I say he has stepped a foot wrong? I don't remember cussing Pickford out once. And even in my last comment, did I not say that Ramsdale doesn't just get to come in? I think it's good that Pickford isn't just the one and only choice. And let's face it, where are Everton in the Premier League? Could Pickford have done more to help them get to a few more points? I think he probably could have. How many clean sheets has Ramsdale got? More than fucking De Gea has, I can tell you that now. More than what Pickford probably has as well. So if you want to go on form and stats, then yeah, Ramsdale should probably be in there. But the fact is they are both good keepers in my eyes.
No, he said you're talking...
Does Ramsdale get it over Pickford? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But as an England fan, the same way as I'm a football fan and an Arsenal fan, does it feel good to finally see England putting a squad together? Yeah, of course it does.
Okay, Rafa is a legend. Yes, he is. Hardball for Liverpool. He's an absolute legend for what he's doing to Everton. SJ saying, I can see a young De Gea in Ramsdale. Nice comment.
See, I've never thought... This is the thing that is now going to start being used. I think Ramsdale is actually better than both of them for one reason and one reason only. Distribution. De Gea can make a great save, but he isn't great with his feet. How many times have you seen him get caught? Look at Ramsdale. His pass accuracy is in the high 80s for a goalkeeper. And I'm not talking about short balls. I'm talking about pinging balls like he's a fucking defensive midfielder. Ping, ping, ping. And they're going. They're going to feet. They're not being lost. So therefore, he's not booting the ball and making it a 50-50 ball. We're keeping possession. Now, goalkeepers were never asked to do that. I get that. But football changes. And to have a goalkeeper, and I'm proud, he wasn't my first choice, no. And as any gooner would tell you, and probably any football fan, he had just been relegated twice in the previous 2 seasons Ramsdale had. So that didn't look good, us buying him. But the fact is, if any one of you can come to me now and tell me Ramsdale wasn't worth 25 million that we paid for him, then you're a joke. And you probably shouldn't be in this chat show. That's my honest opinion, real talk. Ramsdale has probably proved more Arsenal fans wrong and probably a lot of football fans wrong in these past 3 months.
Okay, so I've got an Arsenal fan who's come in just now as well and says agree with you. They had their doubts too at the start when you signed Ramsdale. But agree, Ramsdale, and also said...
He went for a steal. They wanted 35 million for him. And even as an Arsenal fan, I'm going, are you taking the piss? Bruv, he was probably worth 40.
Okay, so we've got another comment coming. So obviously, Toad who's come in saying Ramsdale should be England number 1, which we've already discussed. But Hodball is on this right now. So Hodball has come back again. And he's making a point. I can see the point he's trying to make. Take away club...
I'm not disputing this point.
No.
I've never disputed this
Take
point.
away the club form. He's saying Pickford hasn't put a foot wrong for England. Just like you said, Rick, when you said when Maguire puts an England shirt on, he turns up. Same as probably Pickford when he puts an English shirt and he turns up.
Pickford's never had a foot wrong for England. I can probably think of 4 off the top of my head. One was the Croatia goal when he wasn't big enough or man enough to come running out and close down the space for their second goal. And in the end, it just made it all look like it was Carl Walker's fault. He had no call. Pickford didn't tell him there was a man behind him. So when Kyle Walker thought there was space and he could let the ball bounce over the top of his head, where was Pickford? I'm not disputing the fact that he is a good goalie. Pickford is a good goalie. But look at his mistake against Liverpool the other season. Ball comes down. Tip it over the goddamn crossbar. Be safe. No, instead you let it drop straight on your head and Origi headers it in for Liverpool to win 2-1 back last season, weren't it?
Something like that.
It was at Goodison Park. You were drawing 1-1 with a minute to go. Corner comes in. Pickford, the strike comes up and goes sky high. Instead of just tipping it over and taking the point at home against your rivals, he tried to fucking catch it with his hands stuck over the bar and ended up dropping it on Origi's head for him.
Oh, good question. Hardball. Comes with a right. Right, Rick. So I'm going to go through some of the chat that's come across here quickly, so I can catch up here. So Ramsdale, England and run. Ramsdale's probably worth 50 million. Okay, hardball maybe. But you pick a team for England on merit of club football. True, it is based on merit.
Okay. Yeah, current form. You want the best of the best.
If England dropped him, if Everton dropped him, should England on Pickford? And this is where it comes in now. No. So here's the question, Rick. Here's the question, right? This is a very good question. So you pick players to do jobs, correct? In any team, right? Are you going to drop Calvin Phillips because Leeds are doing shit? And he was permanent spot in that England midfield throughout the last tournament.
It's not just... You've not got to just look at this form. Did we not... When we spoke about Leeds and their hard run, did we go, oh yeah, they're going to struggle because Calvin Phillips is actually doing shit at the moment?
No.
We turned around and said Bielsa's tactics are now been remembered.
But that's not the question.
But I would still... Did we not say the same about Maguire? For some reason, the Maguire we see in an England shirt compared to the Maguire we see in a Man United shirt are two different Maguires. Luke Shaw, another one. Calvin Phillips, biggest moaned about player in the starting lineup, yet we made it to the final.
But come back
he was a reason we made it to the final.
I come back to the
Saka. Sorry, before that, did any of you say Saka should be over Foden or Sanchez in the England team? No. But as an Arsenal fan, I do watch Saka week in, week out. So I know what he brings to the team. Unlike other supporters, I watch football. I love, and I mean it, I love Phil Foden. He is going to be a fucking world beater, hands down.
Okay,
but is Sancho better than Saka? Nah, not in my eyes.
I'm going to bring you back, though. So I'm going back to, and I can see why they're saying this, and I'm going to say it because we said, and I say we, as in both of us, right? And a few people in the chat, right? We said based on club form, how many clean sheets had Pickford kept? Not many, yeah? So on that basis, should Calvin, because the way Leeds is doing, be dropped, is a question. Should Calvin be dropped?
If there's a Leeds supporter that is in the chat right now, that watches Leeds week in, week out, come to me right now and tell me Calvin Phillips is the reason you're sitting just above relegation. If he is the reason, then drop him.
But then
hands down, drop him.
You're saying Pickford's the reason they're sitting above Everton doing shit?
No, I said... That's not what I said at all. At the end of each season, every goalkeeper gets a tally. How many points they earned their team that season. Now, I think the highest points I've ever seen was 12. And that was held by Van der Sar, I believe. Van der Sar last earned his Fulham back in the day, earned them 12 or 15 points in a whole season. That stopped him from getting relegated. That got him into mid-table. Now, the same still happens. Now, come the end of the season, if there's an Everton fan, once again, I'll come to you guys as well, the same way that I just said about Leeds. In your eyes, how many mistakes have you seen Pickford make? Does that mean he gets dropped out of the England team? No, because they're two totally different teams, two totally different systems. For some reason, like Maguire, he had a good game in the friendly, in the World Cup qualifiers. 3 amazing games. But then the first game back for Man United, him and Lindelof, in a moment of madness, the ball comes over and they both ran into each other, and then the opposition scored from it.
Right, Rick, I'm just going to go back to chat.
So how can you say that someone should be dropped from England just because of their club form, when sometimes I feel club and country football are two totally different things, bring two totally different feelings?
Okay, let me go back to chat for a minute, Rick.
I'm not saying Pickford should have been dropped. I'm not saying Calvin Phillips should have been dropped. I'm not saying, fuck's sake, even Kane. What the fuck has Kane done this season? Yet he never got dropped. Why? Because we all know what these players bring. Sterling could have been dropped by Pep this season. No, Pep stuck with him, and guess what? Now you're getting Sterling back. He just had a little bit of tiredness.
Okay, I'm going to jump in here, Rick, quickly to go with the chat. I'm going to read this comment out. Don't answer yet, because there's quite a lot of comments here. Phil should be in... Foden should be instead of Mount. Oh, I don't know about that, Toad. He's an Arsenal supporter, but I don't know about that one, Toad. Saka is not...
No, they're two different positions.
Saka is not at the level yet. I'm assuming for England. Hodball's also saying Foden is England's Iniesta.
Repeat. Did someone just tell me Saka ain't at that level yet?
Hodball's put Saka is not at that level yet. I'll come back to that. Okay. I'll come back to that.
Yeah.
We can come back to that. I would have played Foden, Grealish and Man all behind Kane for England. Not bad thing. I think we'll lack defensively, but okay. He's the reason why Leeds are above relegation. So going back to Calvin Phillips, he's the reason why. Hodball again saying Saka starts on the bench for England.
Doesn't start on the bench for England.
Toad comes back with Mount and Grealish. Nope. So replying back to one of the other comments that we had regarding who starts in midfield.
All I'm going to say, in the last tournament, who started most games at right wing forward? That's all I'm saying. Because it weren't Sancho and it weren't Foden. Simple as.
So
Saka earned his right to be in that England squad, and he deserves his right to start in that England squad. That's all I'm saying.
What Hodball's saying is this. So this is Hodball's opinion on the England. So he put his team in there. I'm not going to shout the whole team out, but I can see the team what it's saying. And what he's saying is bring on the pace towards the end of the game to basically capitalise on other people not expecting it. So that's how he's positioning it. Bring on the pace that we have on the England team, and bring it on. Toad, who's an Arsenal supporter, comes back with Mount was shocking during the Euros. Foden and Saka should be in the England first 11. Hodball, like Rashford and Sterling, Saka off the bench. So he's saying Rashford, Sterling and Saka all off the bench to come on with their pace to affect the game.
Sorry, does he not know how old Sterling's going to be come the World Cup next year? Next year.
Hodball, you're coming with questions today.
Sterling's not going to the next tournament. And if he does, he's not going as a starting 11.
We have that many players with pace. You can replace pace with pace. Fair point, Toad. I get what you're saying there.
Yep, it's amazing to replace pace with pace, but are you getting someone that is running at defence? Look at the final against...
Toad who made that comment, who's an Arsenal supporter. He's made the comment.
Yeah, no, and I get that, but Saka is unfazed. He doesn't care whether he's going up against Chiellini, Maguire, or anyone. Seriously, at some point you guys have to watch Arsenal and tell me and watch Saka.
Okay.
Don't watch Arsenal, watch Saka and tell me, is this a boy that doesn't deserve, at 20 years of age, to be where he is?
They've got a question for you now. So here's your question, okay? Who would be your starting 11 for England? That is the question to you. If you were going to pick the England squad today, who would be your starting 11?
In goal, Ramsdale. Right back, Reece James. My centre half, Stones and Maguire. left back Chilwell. My 2... Actually, no, I'm sick and tired of this 2 sitting in front of defence. I think Declan Rice is strong enough to do that on his own. So, yeah, play 1 pivot in the midfield, Declan Rice.
Right.
The 2 in front of him, I would say Foden and Mount. On the right, I would say Saka. On the left, at the moment, I'm going to have to go with our player of the tournament, Sterling, just at this moment in time. And then it's got to be Kane up front. I can't take Kane out of it, really, because no matter what he's doing, he just...
Okay.
Actually, no. I'm taking Kane out. And I'm actually just figured out why. Because every tournament, I end up saying the same thing. It's all right scoring 6 goals against nobody in the group stage, but you actually do fuck all come the knockout stage. Real talk. Tell me, please, someone agree with me, and I'm not the only one that believes that Kane actually doesn't do a lot when it comes to the knockout parts. Sterling still did. That's just my opinion. It might just be my opinion, but I believe Kane scores 8 goals in the group stage in the first 3 games and then doesn't actually score unless it's a penalty in any other fixture after that.
SJs agree with you. They've said left wing is a hard one to decide who you put on the left. We've got a few options, so it's a hard one to decide.
The only thing that I would probably do is I would take Foden out and I would stick Foden on the right and stick Saka on the left, just because Saka can use both feet. But, yeah, okay. Then it's who do you stick in the middle. That's all that it comes down to.
Said, Prince, I'm so happy you picked 1 in central defensive, not 2. So he'd do that as well. He doesn't think you need 2 sitters.
It's the only thing that I disagree with Southgate over. I don't normally disagree with his lineups. I normally only disagree with his formations. Right.
So, again, one brilliant topic here, guys, we've had. Not one that we had written down for today.
Not one that we had written down, but it's not a question that I've actually been asked before.
So it was good to have discussion around England and that, and see what, bring up the goalkeeper conversation, which was good to have, and obviously then a good debate on, who was out, and so Saka's coming there as well. So we're going to stick with Arsenal, because I've got 2 points that have come up with Arsenal that I want to raise. Toad, I know you'll be interested in to get your opinion as you're an Arsenal supporter as well. And I'm
gonna let you say your part on this, and then I'll go.
Because me and Prince already had this conversation offline, so I'm gonna bring it up. So I watched the Arsenal game, and one reason I watched the Arsenal game, there was one actual reason, is because I was giving Prince a bit of shit on the Dizzy because of the predictions some of you were making on to win.
Not some. Not some.
Nearly most, 90%.
Everyone. One person agreed with me, and that was Jamin.
No,
Jamin.
I'd put a win for Arsenal.
Oh yeah, because you knew damn well that if we did win, I was coming for you. Simple as. I was coming for you. And the best thing about it is I'm still coming for you. I'm coming for Chelsea fans. I'm coming for City fans, because we did something that none of you fuckers have actually done this season.
Right, so the point, the angle I was bringing up was, there's 2 points. There's the Aubameyang issue, which we're going to talk about because Rick wants to, we're just going to go over that bit again. But the penalty, I watched that over and
flash red card decision.
Yeah, penalty. Yeah. I watched that over and over again, and not in one sense on any angle that I saw was that a penalty, and was that then a second bookable offence?
And this is why I'm gonna bring it up, because I knew damn well that you, along with everyone else, was going to try and come with this type of fucking shit.
Anyone in chat, can give your opinion on this. This is my opinion only. If you've seen the challenge that led to the penalty, then
yeah. Opinion on I did, and I rewatched it, and I've rewatched it, and I've rewatched it.
So now, Prince, I'm gonna let you have your say.
Watching the game live.
Yep, I was.
I thought, fucking, why did you play the ball so close to the defender? And then I thought, amazing tackle. Fucking great tackle. And then I watched it again. And I thought, okay, I'm not sure why we're bringing that back. Great tackle. And then I watched it from the point of view that the ref was seeing it at. Now, obviously, I can only talk about my point of views that I've seen in games that I've watched. And I've got two identical moments that, by the way, Tuchel got a second yellow. He didn't get a straight red, he got a second yellow. Now, I've seen Giroud and Aubameyang get sent off straight red for exactly the same thing. And do you want to know what it was? It was the fact that tackle, yes, he hit the ball first, but was he behind the ball? No, his tackle was above the ball. Yes, he hit the top of the ball before he hit Lacazette.
Not buying it.
Well, then go and watch the tackle again. And again. And again. Until you see Soufal's leg, yes, he touched the ball. I'm not disputing the fact that he hit the ball. Now see who took most of the brunt of that tackle, because it weren't the fucking ball.
It
was Lacazette.
Him. He was diving like what in Italian football. He fell on the floor like someone shot him in the arm.
Are you really going to go there with diving?
He fell on the floor like someone shot him in
people being a Liverpool fan, are you really going to go there with diving?
I'm just saying, he
fell
like someone shot him in cod.
I'm sorry, if you really want to, but the point of the matter is, if you...
Justice was served.
No. What's the point of a slow-mo replay? Yes, he probably did look like he jumped and rolled in a slow-mo replay. Now you get tackled at the speed of a real game and tell me when someone lunges, because bear it in mind, don't just look at the tackle, look at how he went into the tackle. He came off the floor. Now, in any rule, you leave the floor making a tackle, it is classed as a dangerous tackle because you are not in control of it, correct?
What? He did not leave the floor to the point it was dangerous.
I don't want your...
If it was dangerous,
I don't want you
straight red. It was
I've
dangerous
asked you what the simple rule is.
It was dangerous.
What is the simple rule?
Dangerous tackle.
Was he off the ground?
Hey?
Was he off the ground?
Not like you're making it out to be, no.
Oh my God. I asked you what the rule states. If you are off the ground, are you in control of your tackle?
In the Premier League every day. It's got to be proper.
No, that's not what I've asked you.
Him off. It wasn't that kind of tackle. Off the ground is when you're that and you're going to hurt that.
It was that. So, this is what I mean with you guys, and now you're just starting shit because you haven't seen me take any shit on podcast.
No.
Look at the tackle again. Not the tackle itself, not the fact that he touched the ball. Look at how he went into the tackle. Number one, the rule first states, do not leave the floor.
Okay, so chat have said...
No. Second of all, his foot went over the top of the ball and his main hit was on Lacazette. This is exactly the reason VAR said they did not change it. Because his tackle went above the ball. They said if it didn't go above the ball, it would have been an amazing tackle and it would have played on, which is exactly, as an Arsenal fan, I told you in the first instance. I had to watch that tackle 3 times before I realised what even the commentator was saying. Oh, shit, he was off the floor. Oh, shit, he didn't actually... Yeah, he hit the ball, but he went straight over the top of it. Now, as an Arsenal fan, if I'm telling you I've seen my 2 strikers... been sent off for exactly the same. Now, bearing in mind...
What's the time?
Aubameyang...
I don't know what time. 1 second.
Aubameyang went to stand on top of the ball, and it was against Crystal Palace. Now, stand on top of the ball, he went straight over it, and he stamped on... oh, my God, I've forgotten his name. But, yeah, he went over the top of the ball, and he stamped on top of Matey Boy's foot.
Okay.
He got sent straight off for it.
Right, so...
Do I believe it was a vicious tackle? Do I believe that Aubameyang weren't just trying to control the ball? Of course I do. But the rules are the rules. Do I feel hard done by? Of course I do.
Okay.
But the point of the matter is the rules are there to keep these players safe.
Okay, I'm going to stop you just right there, Rick. Just 1 second. Okay, I'm going to go to the chat because we've got roughly about 50 minutes and we've got other bits to come across. And I just want to feed some of the stuff about what chat have said and what you've got to say and what I've had to say. on that tackle. So someone said it was 50. Toe said it was 50-50, but he did go over the ball.
And the rules go
SJ,
over the ball. It's a dangerous
he
tackle.
said foot over the ball. Hodgego, he said he wasn't off the ground. It's just his foot was, but he wasn't off the ground. Football is a man's game. Foot over the ball only. And then SJ said, I've just watched it 20 times, and this is what he said. When he touches the top of the ball, his hip and body was on the ground.
Yes, I'm not talking about... Oh, my God, this is what I mean. You only take what you want from what I'm saying to make your own points and judgments. When he makes the original tackle, when that defender goes, I need to make that slide tackle, and believe me, I've said this amount of times, I'm a centre-half. I live for them fucking tackles. Now, would I have left my foot that high? No, because I know the rules. Is it a simple mistake that can happen in that split second? Yes, 100%. Does it change the rules? No. Tufel always knew that was a 50-50 tackle, and anyone that has a football mind or has played the game knows that is a 50-50 tackle. It is going to go right or it is going to go wrong. Yes, as an Arsenal fan, I said it was a great tackle until the camera angle shows me the guy's foot is above the ball.
Okay, so we're going to...
The rule is the rule. Now, take all of that aside, was Arsenal going to lose that game? If any of you watched it, Arsenal were in the flight for that whole game. We were in pole position.
No, I agree with you.
Plus, I would like to add, the penalty was saved, and we still went to go on and score another goal when West Ham looked dead for the whole hour before that penalty.
I agree with you.
So if you want to make that whole game about Arsenal only beat West Ham because they got a shit-ass penalty.
No, I wasn't saying that. I'll just bring up the decision on that thing. I think Arsenal...
The point of the matter is, where we're not just talking about the fact that Chelsea, Liverpool and Man City all won because of penalties. Yeah, you actually won a game due to a penalty. We were already winning.
Okay, so I'm gonna on that one. We're gonna agree to disagree with chat. It was good to have that debate. Thank you, Rick. It was really good to have that debate. I just want to. I guess this is more on Rick and Toad, on you, on what you actually make. So I'm gonna let Rick speak in a minute. So my understanding is Abu went to see his sick mum, and came back a day late from it. Into training, or caught the later flight and came back from training in the morning. So he was still there in time of training, so didn't arrive back.
Right. So there are just so many issues with this, bruv.
So my opinion on it is, before I ask you, Rick, one sec, I'm going to say is, I think Arsenal and Arteta are wrong the way they're treating him. That's my personal opinion, based on what I know. And I think that's, if it's your mum, you're going to support, etc., so on. However, I will go to Rick and you, Toad. What you think about the Abu, and do you think... I read a comment the other day, they're offering it to Newcastle for 50 million for him to leave.
Right. This isn't the first time Aubameyang has been in this type of trouble. I would like to take us back to last season when he did this minutes before a North London derby. Now let's take him back to when he was at Dortmund.
Yeah, he had issues there.
Let's take him back to where he was before that. He had the same issues, bruv. Everybody has spoken about his attitude to some points. Now, do
you agree with the stripping of the captaincy as well?
Do I agree with the fact that it was done publicly? Yes, I do agree. Because as an Arsenal fan, I'm sick and tired of being kept in the dark. And many football fans will probably feel the same when they want to know things about their club. Now, say Aubameyang, this wasn't put out there, and Aubameyang was stripped of captaincy, and you weren't told why. You'd be pissed. Because then it just opens it up for debate. So, no, I don't believe Arteta was wrong. But I believe Arteta, and I said this from the start, you want to make a process, then things have to be a part of this process. You can't let one single player unhinge any part of this process, regardless whether they are captain or not. Now, should he be setting an example, considering Arsenal are one of the youngest teams in the Premier League on paper? he should be setting that example.
Okay, I'm going to go to chat here quickly, Rick. So what they've said. So obviously Toad, who is an Arsenal
fan, yeah.
He's put Abel can leave. We don't need him. He isn't a leader. Oh yes,
I agree with him.
Not a captain.
Aubameyang wasn't a leader, but he was the closest thing to the fans after Xhaka decided to do this to 60-something thousand fans in the home ground. Tell them to fuck off and go fuck themselves. The fans needed someone as their captain to relate to. Did you see the Arsenal squad and the choices? Nah, mate. We had fuck all. Aubameyang was scoring and scoring well every game. We needed someone to connect with, and ASAP. Aubameyang was that man. Should it have been short-term Toad? I agree with you completely. He only leads by example. That's as far as Aubameyang's captaincy goes. But then, as you said, the goals dry up. What are you leading by example?
No, you got chat agreeing with you. I've got a comment here though. Abu has an attitude problem. He's like Pogba, thinks more about his Instagram than his playing on the field.
Right. Now, the only thing that I have an issue with is if it is true that he asked for time away to go and see his sick mum or pick her up from the hospital, whichever it was, because this story is seeming to change on a daily basis. So it was the case that supposedly he went there, he was meant to be back on the Thursday night, didn't get back until the Friday morning, but was still at training. Now, other stories have come out that he didn't even go to training. And then there's other stories that say that he was back hours before and he was late for training. Someone please give us the real story. Or should we just, as fans, go, you fucked up. There's repercussions for no matter what you do. If you fuck up, you've got to take the consequence. This is your consequence. Now, in the last instance, yes, he was dropped for the game, but he was back 3 days later wearing the captain's armband and starting lineup. Something else has happened. Even Arteta in his interview said, Aubameyang came, I've told him he wasn't happy. Now, I don't expect him to be happy. I don't expect anyone to be happy. But I've got a feeling, considering we already know about these attitude issues, Aubameyang has clearly gone off. And I'm not saying he's unjustified, and you said that you feel like he's been treated unfairly. But as an Arsenal fan, if someone was causing... No, because you're not in our fan group. You don't understand. We've just gone through all of this fucking little shit behind the scenes with Ozil, Kolasinac, Koscielny, Mustafi, all these lot causing issues within our circle. And now I feel Aubameyang did exactly that. He was adding a problem that didn't need to be a problem. So has he been treated unfairly? We will never know the true, probably real story. 100% facts, we will probably never know them. So all we've got is what we know. And right now, all I have seen my club do is stand by their morals, stand by their rights, and gone, that's not what we stand for. Simple as. And if that is what it ends up being, I'm happy with that and I'm fine with that. I will get on with it.
Okay, so I think pretty much most of the chat have agreed with everything you've said. I think it's the bit what you said is just give us the truth. I think that's what everyone's saying. We just don't know exactly. We're hearing that his mum, he went for his mum not being well. So if that's the truth, why are you not showing compassion on that kind of thing?
They did show him compassion. They gave him the time off. He got to miss 2 training sessions and a medical.
Yeah, but
we gave him according to Arsenal, they gave him the time off. All that they asked was that he was back for the pre-match preparation training.
Okay.
That's where all your homework and everything comes into it. And if you were late or you didn't turn up, then okay, there should be disciplinary, especially for a captain. And I've been captain. I take that very seriously. Some players need a kick up the arse, some need an arm around them. And as I've been agreed with Toad, he did not do that. Martinelli's come in, he scored that wonder goal the other week. He didn't fucking go to Aubameyang, who was on the pitch with him at the time. He ran all the way across the pitch to go celebrate with Lacazette to whisper something in his ear. So you tell me who's really leading the example when it comes to our youngest team in the Premier League.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Cool.
So yeah, we can move on to Chelsea now if you want, unless chat's got anything else to add.
No, there's nothing more from chat. I think we've got the COVID bit now and the game fixtures leading up joined together. So I'll leave that to you.
Okay, so COVID stopped a lot. This is only a small bit. COVID stopped a lot of games, not just in the Premier League, Championship, the Women's Super League. It's affected all of them. Now, there is a meeting on Monday. The Premier League are going to sort out. But the biggest news in this, and this is what I'm saying to you, politics are getting involved in the Premier League. The government have come to the Premier League to tell them to now start pushing their players and teams to get the vaccine. Now, I don't believe that is right. And politics should stay where they fucking belong, out of the game. You can be fans. You enter the Premier League. You don't make the Premier League, nothing to do with the Premier League. And the only time you got involved was when the Super League come in because your country and your government are losing stuff. Other than that, you shouldn't be involved in it. And now you're pushing players like Xhaka, who, yes, got COVID because he believed he didn't want the vaccine. That's in his right. And look, he suffered with it. He got it, got over it, and now he's back to health. Some people haven't been so lucky. But I'm not going to stand here and tell someone you should and should not get this vaccine. So why the government believe that they should come in and tell all these teams and players to get it is out of order. That's all I'm saying. It should not happen.
And how many games are left after this weekend? So what, you said there's only one game left now, going live this weekend?
No, we've got games. There's 6 games actually. No, there's 5 games on this weekend. Every other game's been postponed.
Okay, so what are the 5 games that are on? Rick, can you just tell me?
Aston Villa will host Burnley. Leeds will host Arsenal. Newcastle are hosting Man City. Wolves are hosting Chelsea. And Tottenham host Liverpool.
Right, so chat, Rick, this is your chance to win. So, these 5 fixtures that are playing right now, like going to be kicking off at 3 o'clock. Am I right in saying that? 3 o'clock kickoffs? All of them, Rick?
I haven't got times down. I just know that they're the weekend games.
I'm pretty sure they're all 3 o'clock here, but give me 1 second, chat. I will check this quickly. Football. Fixtures. Here we go. Bear me 1 second, chat. Why are the fixtures not showing up? Why aren't the fixtures showing up? Bear with me, chat. I'm just going to check the fixtures. Let's see what they are. So bear with me 2 seconds. And I will tell you how to win.
I know we are up. I've got a feeling we're up for it.
Oh no, only the Leeds Arsenal game's on today, that is it.
Oh, is Aston Villa Burnley one been postponed as well?
And so is Southampton, Brentford, Watford, Palace, Man City, Norwich, all been postponed.
Well, Man City are playing Newcastle, so...
Oh, no, Man City tomorrow, sorry. West Ham, Norwich and Watford. So guys, there is 4 games.
I knew all of them were postponed. I've got them down. I only thought it was 5 games that were happening.
Yeah.
But if you're now telling me Burnley, Aston Villa's been postponed,
yeah.
City, Newcastle have been postponed.
No, that hasn't. So the games that are still going here are Leeds, Arsenal today. And then you've got Newcastle, Man City tomorrow, Wolves, Chelsea tomorrow, and Tottenham, Liverpool tomorrow. So...
So how about we do maybe... For 4 of them games, we do the EFL quarter-final games for the midweek. And then we'll have 1 weekend fixture.
So I'm going to give you the 4, but I'm going to change it up. So this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I want to check before I said anything. Okay. That's all. Because I want to just make sure I had the right things before I did it. So, we've been doing the predictor, as you know, where you can predict the score and win a £10 Amazon voucher. Sorry guys, my phone's having a hissy fit. Where you can predict the score and win a £10 Amazon voucher. So I'm going to change it. There's only 4 games for this weekend. Starting with Leeds, Arsenal, and then 3 tomorrow. So all I want you to do is tell me the result. Win or draw or loss. If anyone gets all 4 right, you win £10 Amazon voucher. Simple as that. Christmas gift. Changing the rules for Christmas week. All I want is you to tell me what the result's going to be on those 4 games. Whoever gets all 4 will get the £10 voucher. So I'll put them in my dizzy. Hey, Lady Snipes. So no, Toad, you don't even guess the score this week. This week for Christmas only, Christmas week, I'm going to do it if one person just guesses the result right, as in win, draw or loss. In those 4 games. That is it.
Well, I'm going with an Arsenal win, a City win. I'm going to go with a Liverpool win, and then I want to say Wolves-Chelsea is going to be a draw again. That's what I think my shock horror result will be. That's going to be the upset, I think, from this weekend, is the Wolves-Chelsea.
So, guys, if you're on the Dizzy, put it on the Dizzy chat, the sports chat bit. There's a bit on the section there where you can put your predictions, so chuck it on there. Toad, if you just...
Well, Magic here is going to go in there and put the 4 games in there anyway. So
I will go put the 4 games in there.
As soon as he's done that, feel free to go in there and put in your predictions.
You've got until 5:30 to do it. And Toad, I will put it on Miss Alex's Discord as well for you to pick it up from there and put your predictions in. If you're from the chat that you're not in any of Discord, if you want to join one of the Discord, let us know.
To Facebook as well.
But you can whisper it to me on my Twitch. You can whisper it to me on my Twitch if you're taking part and you're not part of any of the 2 Discords. So that's what a £10 Amazon gift voucher. I will send it out if anybody wins it. This is 1 week only where I'm just doing tell me the result rather than guess the score for Christmas week, and with only 4 games. And Miss Alex, you picked the wrong thing. Eating a fucking pita bread in Nando's is not what you're going to Nando's for. You eat a proper chicken wings or half a chicken, not a fucking pita. That's why you're saying it's overrated. We're eating a fucking pita bread. I don't even eat pita bread in Nando's. Going back to football, after saying that. Toad, we done F1 last week and season's over, so we're going to pick up with F1 when it starts again, back end of the year, middle of the year, not middle of the year, end of quarter 1, beginning of quarter 2 of 2022.
I can bring you inside information on that as my brother works inside.
So Rick's going to be doing a bit more work on that. I'll be doing a bit more work on F1, and we'll bring that into next year, but won't be part of today's chat. I'm just trying to make sure how good we're doing for time to 25. Rick, is there anything else on our list? 25. Rick, is there anything else? Is there anything else on our list that we've got? Yes, we have. So is Pagan still here? Is Pagan still on chat? Because I want Pagan.
Well, either way, even if he's not, we're going to add this bit so he can go and re-fucking watch it.
I'm just going to see if Pagan responds and if he's here. I'm going to give him a minute to rethink. If not, I'm going to bring it up. And I'll tell you why I'm bringing this up while we see if Pagan's here. So, if any of you have seen on the sports chat bit, Pagan messaged me directly on the sports chat bit. And he made certain comments, which I'm going to pick out the comments he made. 1, Gerrard went to a smaller club by leaving Rangers. 2, he would have been better to win the league again at Rangers than leave for Aston Villa. 3, he didn't really win the league. Celtic gave it to him because they didn't turn up. And so there was
a 3. Like how they only just managed to beat the 11th worst team out of 12 teams during the week, yeah.
So what I went back to him was, I said, these are points I made, chat, and this is where you come in, is that I said that Gerrard made the right move to leave Rangers to go to Villa. My reason will be very simple. In the Scottish League, not saying it's the weaker club, weaker league, is that with Villa, he will have more competition to test his skills as a manager every week, rather than having to play Celtic every 10, 15 weeks on one game. He has got more competitive games to see whether he has got the ability to guide a club, just like Lampard did with Chelsea.
Let's face it, there's 3 games throughout, 4. The 3 meetings between them 2, and then probably the cup final when they meet each other as well. That's all the Scottish League brings. The 3 games that Rangers and Celtic play against each other.
So the other...
Now, do I think Pagan's wrong? I think Celtic have become crap. I'm not going to lie. But can you really dispute what Gerrard brought to Rangers?
Yeah, and that's the point that we made, and that's the point I made. So I said he went there, and if rumour be true, he could be the next Liverpool manager if Klopp finishes his contract as he says he's going to in 2024. Gerrard's only signed a 2.5-year contract, which is when Klopp's contract finishes at Liverpool. So this would be him testing himself at Villa to see whether he's got it to then make that step up. Now, the other bit, he made a comment that Rangers didn't win the league. It was given to him. My comment was Celtic won the league for the last 10 years without competing with anybody because Rangers weren't there yet. Until Gerrard didn't come to the league with Rangers and they were fighting their way back up from the lowest league in Scotland, who were Celtic fighting against? No one. They were just walking the league every week. They could play with blindfolds on and still win the league. That's how easy that was for them. So again, to make that comment for me was a bit harsh. Gerrard got lucky. What do you mean? What do you mean, SJ? With Gerrard got lucky. Defo magic, nail on the head. He wants the Liverpool job.
Let's take Rangers out of the situation right now.
SJ,
Let's think about
SJ. I don't agree with that, SJ. I do not agree with that. So Prince, SJ said I could have won it with Rangers.
I think anyone can fucking win the Scottish Premier League with Rangers or Celtic. That's the goddamn issue. Like, when I heard Hagen going off on one, like, obviously, there are things that I agree with and things that I don't agree with. Now, him thinking that Celtic and that lot, or Celtic and Rangers could come to the Premier League and compete, who the fuck have you ever had to compete with? Real talk. Like, please tell me. You get into Europe, and I swear down, and we could probably find this, Hagen's own words about his team was, we get into Europe every year, I'm ashamed. We get our asses handed to us.
SJ, you dick.
There you go. So, therefore, to me, it's one of them that I sit there and think, if you were in this league, who do I see you as? Well, to tell you the truth, if Gerrard left for someone smaller, I would have only said Celtic and Rangers in the Premier League would be an Aston Villa. That's how I see it. I believe Celtic and Rangers in the Premier League would only be an Aston Villa.
Okay, so this is where me and Prince disagreed on that conversation we had offline. And so I'm going to hear Chat's opinion. So Prince just said there'll be another Aston Villa. I said that Celtic and Rangers currently would be a championship team at best. They will struggle in the Premier League. This is where Pagan kicked off with me.
That's you fishing for Pagan, mate. You're out there the biggest fucking shark line you can get. And you're reeling in Pagan because you won it.
So this is the chat me and Pagan were having offline for quite a bit. So chat, I'm going to ask you your question. I'm going to ask you the question. Celtic and Rangers, if they were to compete in the Premier League, do you think they would survive as a mid-table team, compete for the top four, or be lower league relegation? That's the question I've got.
I reckon mid-table. I generally think that, you know how we spoke about Wolves and that lot, they get draws against good teams and then sometimes lose against bad teams. That's how I see Celtic and Rangers in the Premier League.
Okay, so
could you really compete in the Premier League that has twice the amount of teams, twice the length of season, has 2 cup competitions, and let's face it, are Celtic and Rangers going to be in Europe if they were in the Premier League?
No.
That's the question that I probably want to ask. You wouldn't have even seen Europe. So stay where you are. And yes, I will probably say it again. While you're in the Scottish League, you can stay in your Farmers League because there is no one else over there.
Okay, chat have said so far, Celtic and Rangers are Europa League standard at best. Middle, that's a bit hard. Magic, that's a bit harsh from Hardball regarding Championship. I see what you're saying, Hardball.
I do believe you're a bit harsh on them.
Toad, I put them on par with the bottom half of the Prem, so you're talking the bottom second 10. SJ,
yeah, so like 8th to 12th place, that's where I see them. In that bracket, that 8 to 12.
SJ, they'll be a top 10 team, and Hardball, relegation contenders in the Prem. So a bit of a mixed opinion on the chat. Would you agree?
Okay, are we going by Celtic and Rangers that we know that they are in the Scottish League, or are we going by like form of this season? Like,
No, as of now, the team as of now.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'd say they're in. Well, Celtic, I would probably say would be down where Leeds and that lot are with the way that they're playing. And Rangers are just seeming to pull out result after result. But once again, who are they playing?
That's my point.
Like Celtic literally only just beat the 11th out of 12 teams. You're sitting second, they're sitting 11th out of 12th, and you literally scored in the last second of injury time. Rangers had already cleaned up their game. 3-1, I believe it was.
Toad, I'm going to come back to your question in a minute. But I'm going to say this. Off of Prince's comment just now, right? If you're telling me, and this I'll go back to my comment I made, that Rangers and Celtic are best championship clubs. Are you telling me then, right? Because I'm saying the rest of the teams in the Scottish Prem, I reckon, are League 1, League 2 standard at best. League 1, League 2. No better than that. So you got Celtic and Rangers, my eyes, who are a championship club, playing League 1, League 2 side week in, week out. Season in, season out. So are you guys saying that the quality they're playing now is the quality they're going to play if they join the Prem and survive? Because I don't think so. Go back to Toad's question. Question is, why are Swansea, Cardiff in the Football League, but the Welsh have their own league, same as Scotland? Good question. I don't know, Toad.
Because it's so you can ask to come over. That's it's never been a thing that you couldn't. What people don't actually understand is a club needs certain attributes to perform in certain leagues. Now, where I live, I played for Bedford Town. And we were trying to get into what is known as the Southern Conference League now. But Bedford Town's stadium wasn't big enough. So every time, even if we got promoted, we weren't allowed to go to the league above because we did not have the amenities to perform in that league. It works the same throughout every tier in football. A club needs a certain amount of chairs, support, police, everything. Everything comes into account when it comes to being in certain leagues. Swansea and Cardiff actually have what is classed as Premier League ready football clubs.
Okay, so I'm just going back to chat here to what I said. Hardball, yeah. So Hardball going for what my opinion was about the teams that are in the actual Premiership. Yeah, you're probably right. Championship bottom half table teams. Yep. We got Toad. With the amount of fans and stadium size, if they were in the Prem, they would be completely different situation. Agree from an income point of view. I do. SJ.
Oh yeah, you only play what's in front of you every week. That's what I always say. You can only play against what's in front of you. So.
And SJ's on the wind up now.
At that point.
And SJ's on the wind up now, Prince. So just he's what trying to wind up. Ready? He's just got here.
Me and SJ are brothers. And
yeah, here we go.
He knows that.
Wasn't it Aberdeen that won the European Cup Winners' Cup, beating Real and Munich while training in the Park Beach before Arsenal? Lol, laugh my ass off.
What year was that?
I don't know. He's talking 1970s.
Maybe you should put the year on that as well, SJ. And I would like to add that I've never actually seen SJ put up the team he supports.
Actually, who do you support? Good question, Prince.
And that's my point. Because the only time I hear anything from SJ is when he's like, I only hope Arsenal lose so I can watch AFTV. Did you go and watch AFTV after we beat West Ham 2-0?
SJ said he's keeping it a secret.
Because I bet you there weren't no fucking shitstorm then, was there?
SJ said he's keeping it a secret, so I'm assuming he supports someone like Accrington Stanley or something. Because he's keeping it a secret.
He's a Millwall fan.
Are you a Spurs fan, SJ? Actually, that could be true. SJ, you a Spurs fan? Come on, SJ. Are you a Spurs fan? Please tell me yes, because this will make Prince's day. No, okay, no way. Please, okay, he's not a Spurs fan.
Yeah, I think he's a London fan. Yeah, I actually put him down as somewhere
no,
on.
I don't
Like,
support a London
I
team.
thought he was either Chelsea, Fulham, or Crystal Palace. I thought he was around.
No, he
that
said
way.
I don't support a London team. He said. So I'm not
Doesn't
sure who to
support.
support, but
And
he's
it's
not
got to
saying
be
at the
one of
minute.
Manchester or Liverpool, isn't it? I would probably put my money on Liverpool.
I
The
know
way he's going.
Hudball's a Liverpool fan, so I know that. I know Toad's Arsenal fan. I'm originally from
See, the only
Bath.
person that I know damn well that I normally don't get shit from is Man City fans. That's the only team that I normally don't get shit from.
Right. So, guys, I'm conscious of the time that we've got.
We are at 2:30. We've got half an hour.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do a 15 minutes little speech at the end of this. So I'm gonna go straight over. Have we covered everything off, Rick, for today?
Literally, we were just. I wanted to actually point on to this Gerrard thing while we're on Scottish, because I feel like we've said about Celtic and Rangers and where they would be in English league. But the point that was made out to me in the chat that I wanted to raise was the lack of respect towards Gerrard that I saw in that chat. Like, please tell me we weren't literally disregarding Gerrard's football brain, considering we know he was one of the best midfielders the Premier League has ever seen, as well as probably one of my favourite England captains, because regardless whether England was shit, which we all fucking know they were, and I would just put it out there, domestically, Liverpool were fucking shit as well while he was there too. So, look at what he did. He never went looking for glory. He stayed true to his roots. On top of that, he did things in a game that either carried a team or were just like, wow, where the fuck did you pull that from? And I'm not just talking from a Liverpool point of view. I'm talking from an England point of view. And that doesn't come... And that doesn't come from just thinking, oh, it's because he's playing at the top flight. Nah, I genuinely believe Gerrard has one of the best footballing brains. And he was probably, if you asked people that he played with, they would all probably say the same. The way Gerrard sees a game, he played the game. It was probably no surprise that he went into management. Look at what he did with Rangers. This was a team that couldn't fucking tie their own football boots up by the looks of it. And he got them being competitive. Not just competitive, but winning competitively. Winning. Not 1-0. Not, oh yeah, we'll hang on. No. He went out there and you could see that they believed in him. Now, when you see your squad come and rally around your manager, you know things are good. And that's what I saw at Rangers for the first time in what? 5, 6, 7 years? That's Gerrard. You can't just say, oh yeah, Rangers just sort of one day thought, maybe we should start playing again. Celtic are winning too much. No, something changed. And that was the manager.
Okay.
Now, do I believe Gerrard went to a lower team? No, I don't believe Gerrard went to a lower team. I do agree with you there. He went to somewhere that is competitive, week in, week out. And Aston Villa isn't no joke team. I'm putting that out there right now, real talk. Aston Villa isn't a joke side. And I do not believe they are a small side. If you are in the Premier League, you're fucking there for a reason.
Okay.
Live it.
I can see all the comments on here, and this debate could go on. The new debate you guys have just brought up, I'm going to put it in for our next show, because it will take us hours to discuss this, and we don't have the time to discuss it right now. But I'll tell you what it is, Rick, so you know. They were just talking about if you had the choice between Lampard or Gerrard or Scholes, who would you pick? That's a big debate. It's not a small one. Everyone can have their opinions on it. So it's one I will bring. One I will bring in for our next show.
Gerrard.
Prince saying Gerrard, but I will bring it into our next show, and we can discuss that point.
Gerrard. There is no debate. It is what it is, bruv. Lampard took Derby from 4th to 4th, and then took Chelsea from 3rd to 4th. So Lampard, nah. And as for Skulls, where is he?
I will do.
Enough said. None of you came back. It tells me all I need to know.
I'll do a poll on the chat on the next live we do. I will do a poll on the chat, trying to get chat involved, see what we get, and see how it works in all three on there. So the last bit I was going to bring up is a change of sport quickly. So any of you boxing fans out there, I'm a boxing fan as well. We've got big fight tonight, Chisora and Parker 2, the rematch. So it's going to be one hell of a fight. That will. I think Parker will win this time. I think Chisora had his best chance last time, and I thought it was a draw last time. So I thought it got robbed. I think it'll be a really good fight. So again, have a look at the fight if you're watching it. Something we can talk about once the fight's done and bring into our next week's conversation. People what thought about the fight. If it goes to distance, I don't think it'll go to distance, SJ. I think Parker will win it this time. I think Chisora's...
He's going to feel like he was outdone by. He's going to feel like he was cheating. That's when you see these people, like Fury. Guy had a point to prove, and I think this is Park's point to prove. He's literally going to come out that gate swinging.
And I think Father Time is probably going to catch up with Chisora now. He's been in very brutal fights. He's been in very, very tough fights. He's had some really good fights, don't get me wrong. But he has...
But as we know about boxers, every good fight you have takes its toll on the fighter. As much as fans love these big fights end up damaging these good fighters.
Yeah, so it's one of those things. So it'll be a good fight to watch. I want Chisora to win, British fighter and all, but I think it'll be a long way to go, and we'll bring up a boxing conversation again on the next chat. So before obviously Poulter comes live at 3, which I think, what's the time now? How long have we got? 20 minutes?
You got 20, just over 20 minutes.
Okay, so it's one of the things now. We've done the stream today, and the stream all day. So it started in the morning with Poulter, yesterday afternoon with Poulter, and we've had loads of people from the GVC putting their time and effort to talk, to run the stream, raise money for mental health. I don't know what target it's at now. I think it was 540 or 555 last time I saw it, which has been amazing. And there's 21 you guys here right now supporting us, which is amazing. And there is a story I had, and it's about my own mental health. Happened a little while ago, and I didn't think I'll ever get the chance to actually say this story because I never had the platform until now. So because we're doing this live,
tell your truth.
We're here. So I want to, Alex, are you still here? Are you still listening in, Alex? Because I want Alex to hear this.
Do you want me to go?
No.
You can have this.
You can say it's fine, Rick. I just want to make sure Alex was on stream, and I want to make sure if she was there. If she's not, it doesn't matter. I'll still tell the story. Yes, she's here. I can hear. Right. So I'm not going to go to the whole ins and out of what I went through, but I went through a rough time. Okay, so like most people, went through a rough time. And you had that bit, and I think everyone says it. It's okay not to be okay, but you try and find it hard to talk to people. And all this mental health, what we're trying to do today is about it's to raise awareness, and think about there is people there that will listen to you. There's people that will, try to support you the best they can. And when I was going through what I was going through, I distanced myself from my family. So I literally just had a newborn. So my third daughter was born, and I neglected her as part of my process. And I was on a bad road for my own reasons. And I didn't think it was right for me to speak to anybody. 2 reasons that was for. Because of, one, because I'm a man, and, it's the thing, you're the man of the house, so you can't speak to anybody. And 2, my pride. My pride wouldn't allow me to speak to anybody, to reach out to anybody. So I tried to do this whole thing, and I went off the rails. And I wouldn't come home. I'd sleep in my car. I'd drink. And when people say, like, you see what's in the front and everything looks good, but no one knows what's going inside in here, inside your brain, no one knows what's going on. No one knows the voices you hear or what things you're saying to yourself that you shouldn't be doing or you should be doing. And those voices were speaking to me at the time. And the people I thought that would reach out, my close family, no one did. And if they did, would I speak? I don't know. I can't answer that question. It never happened. But I tried to look after. I tried to think about how I'm going to make myself out of this. But I was on my own. I didn't ask for help because my pride was taking control of me, and I couldn't do it. So I wasn't going to ask for anybody for help. So I started fighting on my own to say, right, I've got a newborn come and I've not been near her. I've neglected her, not been around my family, and something had to change, something to give. And I think people who've gone through depression, mental health, everyone goes through thoughts of doing really stupid things to yourselves. I think we've all been there, whether it's once, whether it's twice, whether it's 50 million times. And I had those thoughts in my head. And so what I did was, I wanted someone to talk to. Just someone to talk to. Not about my problems, anything like that. Just someone to talk to. That's all I want to do. And you'd watch all these gamers on YouTube and Facebook and thingy, etc. And you sit there and having a chat. And when you go in the chat, when you make them, they wouldn't come back, they wouldn't talk to you. Because they had their people and they'd miss your comments. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to create a Twitch account and start streaming. I just want to talk to someone. That's all I wanted to do, was talk to someone. And when I started to stream, I'd stream and nobody would come in my chat. And I was like, I still got no one to talk to. And I stream again and still nobody to talk to. And I thought, and I felt like I felt like I couldn't get out of this hole I was in. And I was trying to find a way not to talk about my problems to anybody because my pride was holding me back from telling anyone what was going on. I needed to feel
just a connection.
Yeah, I just wanted a connection somewhere. I needed someone just to talk to, just to think it. And it couldn't be my wife. It couldn't be my parents. I just wanted someone else. And so I started going round. I started going round and I'd go into a person's stream. I say hello, they say hi, I make a comment and I won't get a response. And I felt like shit. I think like, why does, like, and this is why, and in my head it's saying, this is why you don't talk to people, because nobody wants to talk to you. Because you're going into these streams and no one wants to talk to you. And this one day I came across this lady called Miss Annex. And all I did was that one day I went into her stream and I said hello and she said hi. And I talked, first time I talked about 10-15 minutes to Alex and she talked back. The next day I went back again and I spoke a bit longer to Alex and she would talk back. And then I slowly said, and I never told her my problems, I never told her anything I was going through or nothing. I was just having general chit chat with her. And then every day I just kept going back to her stream, just talking to Alex every day. And she would talk back to me more and more and more. And then suddenly she'd pop up in my stream. And she'd talk to me. And that was the change for me. That was I would say the missing piece of the jigsaw, that I had someone to talk to. Not about my problem, but just had someone to talk to. I could be me and not worry about anyone judging me or saying anything, etc. And as time grew on, that relationship grew. And every day then since, I'd go to Alex's stream and I would talk more, and sometimes I'd stay for 2-3 hours. If she'd stream for that long, I'd sit there and talk. And I don't know if anyone's ever noticed, sometimes when I'm in Alex's stream, I say on there, she's my day one. And she always will be. And the reason I say she's my day one is because the first time she said hello and started talking to me was the first day I found my road back to where I needed to be. And that's why she's my day one. So Alex, I say thanks to you because you didn't know my problems, but you talked to me anyway. I didn't share my problems, but you still continued to talk to me. And this platform here that Potter you put together has given me a chance to share that story, but I've never shared it with anyone. So it's given me that chance to let everyone know that, look, GVC is literally here for anyone. And, you know, if you're going through a tough time, whatever's going on, I joined the GVC through Alex. Alex introduced me into the GVC. I was a mod on her Discord. And I've made even just as much good relationship I've made on her, on Alex's one as on GVC. You know, me and Rick You know, I've got his personal number. You know, we talk offline nearly every other day. With Luna, with Polter.
This guy is an absolute amazing guy. For everything he's just told you, I've never felt alone when I've had magic in my life.
Thank you for
Same
the
way that
Pagan.
I've not felt alone having everyone else in my life. Alex, Pagan, Polter, Biggie, like the whole community is made up by amazing people. And to be able to share every day with people like Magic here who have gone through stuff and still are battling demons every day. Like, they are amazing people. Now, Magic won't say that about himself because, like he just said, he's a man. And we just don't do it. We find it hard. I do, especially. But we are our own worst enemies at the best of times. Yeah. And I feel that everything that GVC has stood for still stands for. The last 24 hours has just been amazing. They've been intense. They've been emotional. They've been funny.
Thank you, Papa Cajun.
But we are not who we are without everyone else stood beside us. I'm not the Clown Prince without Magic, without Luna, without Pagan, without Polter. So, literally, as much as you want to sit there and now say thank you to the rest of us, we all want to say thank you to you, Magic.
So that's my story, and I want to. I said before, I didn't think I'd get a chance to share that story. And Alex, I wanted you to know that the reason I say day one is because of that story. I know now you probably hate me coming into your stream because all the stupid shit I post on your stream and then post on your Discord that you sit there swearing me about. But that's part of the package now. You're stuck with me, Alex. You've got to deal with that shit coming onto your stream and into your Discord. I can't help that. You asked for it. So, and I blame Creevesy for that as well because I met Craig through that as well and talked to him through the chat as well. So, but I just want people to know why Alex was my day one. I just needed to. It was a story that I had, and I couldn't explain it to anybody else. And that and I think what I'm trying to say is, anyone has a problem, I'm gonna say it right now. You want my phone number? You want to message me on Dizzy? Talk to me on Dizzy. I will always be here.
Number one, it's okay not to be okay.
Yeah, I will always be here.
Number two, you are never, ever alone. And number three, we are one family that share one love. And I will keep saying it until the day I die. This is all that we stand for. I want to say thank you to Magic for sharing that as well, the same way that Pagan and Polter shared theirs. I know that is not easy, and I know damn well that your biggest fear is the judgment that you are met with. But you are exactly who you are because of what you've been through.
Yeah. So
say thank
you. So again, thank you to everyone that's come on the streams, all my streams today, because I've been in different times throughout the day. So I appreciate everyone that's done the streams, and been here for the last 24 hours. It's been.
We will be back next week.
No, we won't.
Monday.
Because it's Christmas next Saturday.
Yeah, and we've got quarterfinals to cover next week.
Oh yeah, next week, midweek. Yes. Sorry, Rick.
So we'll see you all again on Monday, but Magic here will see you again tomorrow for NFL.
Yes, I will see you tomorrow for NFL with Luna. So we will be doing that tomorrow at 5 p.m. UK time, and then me and Magic will pick up for the midweek and the Christmas period. Pick up for the with Rick. Sorry, see, I've lost my train of thought. Sharing that story, I've lost the train of thought now completely. But me and Rick.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, Twitch Football will be back on Monday to talk about the quarterfinals of next week. Tomorrow, you will get your second amazing dose of Magic with our lovely boy Luna for your NFL hot stream.
At Creed's training, me and you're going to fall out. Nando's is the dog's bollocks. Right, Potter, when you're getting on,
Our
I need to
base
raid.
is all right. It's just fucking extortion.
Potter, I'm just waiting for you now. I've got 9 minutes to come over to you
Powder.
to hang on. Breaking news here. Alex, what are you saying? Potter, you're not showing up on my screen. Do I need to refresh it? Why are you not showing up on my screen, Potter? I don't want to press refresh and lose all of it. But I'm going to have to. Let's refresh this page. Oh yeah, Potter is on. Yeah, Potter is on. Right, guys, thank you for everyone coming today. Really appreciate it. And I'm going to pass over to Potter now to finish off the final hour for the 24-hour stream. Let's go out with a bang. Not physical bang unless you really want one. Then go and speak to your wife.
Clown knows best.
And I would do at Potter. Right, guys, thank you very much, everyone. Love you all. Appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for coming on all my streams today. And down to Potter. Let's go and raid Potter.
Let's go. Love for the love, people.